It's not time management. It's not priority management. It's not energy management. It is attention management. And if you want to be wildly successful as a real estate entrepreneur, it is about conversations and offers. Having quality conversations with property owners and making offers. Don't overcomplicate this. I don't care what your strategy is. I don't care what your exit game is, what you want to do, how much passive income you want to make, how many doors you want to own, how many properties you want to flip, how many wholesale deals you want to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. It comes down to conversations and offers. All right? And so let's break this apart. Conversations, you can have conversations one of three ways, right? They can call you, right? You can pay for people to call you. Okay, that's called marketing. You can wait for people to call you. That's called referrals. Or you can go out and earn those conversations by reaching out to people that you've never talked to before and being really proactive. Okay, so we all know that, right? You either have a budget for marketing, you have a big database of people that know you, like you, trust you, and want to send you business, and then, or you're just starting out and you're starting to call a lot of people that you don't already know, and you're starting those conversations yourself, right? You're really earning it. Okay? And then from there, you have to have quality in those conversations. So it doesn't matter how you're having those conversations. You have to have quality conversations. That comes down to the 4 pillars of pre-qualifying every single property owner every single time. And we all know it's the property condition. What's the property condition? What's their timeline to sell that property? What's their motivation to sell that property? And what is the price that they want? That is the skeleton of every single conversation you have. If you're brand new to this and you haven't had hundreds of conversations with property owners, use this. I implore you to use this because it'll give you confidence. And the confidence that you have will lead to kindness on the phone. And you have kindness, confidence, and curiosity. That's the perfect mixture to be unbelievable when you're having these conversations. But those conversations are all about condition, timeline, motivation, price. Okay? So now we know how to have conversations. We focus our attention on which strategy we want to use, whether it's marketing, referrals, or prospecting. So now we're having conversations. Now we're having quality conversations because we have confidence, curiosity, and confidence, kindness, and curiosity, and we're doing the 4 pillars, right? So now we know we're having good quality conversations with people that own properties. Now, what about the offers? The flip side of the coin. This is where there's a lot of sticking point, okay? Because I gave you everything that you need to be successful on the phone with those conversations. So you should, and listen, it takes reps. It takes some time to go out there, some experience to go out there and to really be good at that, all right? But now is this a deal or not a deal, right? This is the biggest mystery when we get started in this business. This causes the most anxiety in our business and in ourselves when we're having quality conversations. Because, oh my gosh, I just got off the phone with this amazing property owner. I just don't know if it's a real deal. And the fact is, it's a moving target. It's a moving target in each and every different market, but I'm going to show you how to stop that target and know exactly how to offer on these properties. That's what today's morning session, that's what this early part of this show is all about, okay? So let's go to this graphic right here, and then I'll explain it, okay? Now, there's 3 buckets, okay? If your market has more than 2 months of inventory, now, this is an equation. 2 months of inventory is the amount of active listings on the market divided by the pending or under contract properties. Okay, these are the properties that it was on the market, but now somebody has made an offer, they've accepted that offer, and it's on its way to closing. Or this is a critical factor. This is pro-level stuff, guys. All right, and I'll show you how to figure out the inventory. Don't even worry about that. But if your market is over 2 months of inventory, We're saying with the tried and true 70% of the fixed up value. We should probably adjust that, Matt, when we get a chance. That was my fault. 70% of the ARV of if this property is looking gorgeous, it's perfect. Take 70% times that by 0.7 minus the repairs, and that'll get you your wholesale price. All right, that's what somebody will buy that property for. A cash buyer will buy that property for. Now, obviously, you want to subtract what your minimum standard is for how much you want to make. I highly encourage it be at least $10,000 for your fee. That equals your MAO, all right? Your max allowable offer to the property owner. All right, we're going through a lot of stuff here, and I want the questions in the comments section. That's what the rest of the hour is for. We're going to break this down so that you understand this crystal clear. All right? But 70% of it looking beautiful. So, for example, if it is totally beautiful and it's worth $200,000, it'll sell for $200,000 on the market times 0.7. That brings it down to $140,000 minus the repairs. That's going to be your wholesale price. Let's say that it needs $40,000 in repairs. You're at $100,000 for what you can wholesale that property for. All right. You subtract $10,000 from that. You're offering the property owner $90,000. All right. Next is if your market has less than 2 months inventory. Guys, this is happening. This is happening right now. It is absolutely incredible. That's why I'm talking about it right here in March 2023, because in December 2022, the inventory was way higher. It was 6 million. Now it's 4 million around the country. In Phoenix, Arizona, in Maricopa County, where we do business, it went from 24,000 homes on the market to 15,000 homes on the market. It went from 5,000 homes selling a month to 9,000 selling a month. That's because, number one, buyers are learning to date the rate, marry the property, right? Don't worry about the rate right now. You can always refinance in a couple years. Date the rate, marry the house. All those people that have been kind of put on the sidelines as buyers over the last 6 months because they had a lot of apprehension of how high the interest rates are going to go. Now they're like, okay, I have a pretty good idea of where interest rates are going to be for a while. I want to buy a house. We're going to buy a house. Now it's time to get in the market. But guess what happens? Guess what has happened to the people that live in a house with a great interest rate that they bought pre-2021, 2022? They're staying in those properties because they don't want to have this huge increase in the amount that of their cost of living for their property. So you've got people that are trapped, they're frozen in their properties, and you've got buyers still with a lack of inventory, and they want to buy. So inventory is starting to creep down. You need to understand this because people are going to be in your market that understand this equation right here. They're going to beat you like a drum with their offers because they're not going 70%, they're going 80%. 80% minus the repairs is your wholesale price. Subtract your fee, max allowable offer. And in some rare areas, guys, San Diego, Miami, San Francisco, some of these areas, Seattle, some of these areas that have less than 1 month of inventory, you're at 90% minus repairs equals your wholesale fee, minus your fee that you want to make equals your max allowable offer. This is really, really, really critical, guys. If you're going into a market where there is no properties on the market and you're going 70% minus repairs, you are not going to get deals and you're going to get frustrated. And that frustration is going to lead you to not take action and to go find some other business to do. And I don't want that because this is the greatest business of all time. So make sure that you use those equations. Now remember, to find out the inventory is very easy. You can reach out to a title company right now and get a report. Any title company has it. Any Fidelity title company or a company that's owned by Fidelity will tell you what the current inventory is. But what I like to do is make friends with a real estate agent and have them pull it up in their MLS. How many homes are active right now in our whole MLS? Okay? How many are under contract right now or pending right now? If you're not familiar with that terminology, how many are pending or under contract right now? Take the amount of actives, divide it by the pendings, and you're going to get the months of inventory. and then follow that chart. And just as a reminder, real quick, if you are interested in understanding, well, okay, Brent, I understand the months of inventory, I understand what it's fixed up is going to be worth, but I don't know repairs. I'm not a contractor. Use this chart right here. Here's a fix and flip chart. Nope. There it is right there, okay? The repair calculator. There's 3 buckets. Easy remodels, it needs some work, and wow, this is bad, okay? And up top, that's the amount of square feet, the size of the house. If it's under 1,500 square feet, that's that first block, 15 to 2,000, 2,000 to 2,500, and 2,500 plus. Use that, and see that little asterisk down at the bottom? Maybe you're on your phone, maybe it's tough to see. Then I'll do this verbally. Any major repair item, add 10,000 on top of these. It needs a new roof, 10,000. It needs new pool equipment, 10,000. It needs a new boiler, 10,000. It's got major mold in the basement, 10,000. On top of all these numbers, and you're going to get really, really close on what the estimated cost to fix and flip that property is. Okay. And then if you have questions, and I'll just put a bow on this. If you have questions about, well, how much will it sell for once it's fixed up, don't overthink this. Obviously, I want you to get really great at comping, and we have, in my opinion, some incredible comping videos on this channel. But if you just want to get pretty close in like 2 seconds, Google the address. Look at the estimate on Zillow. Look at the estimate on Redfin, and look at the estimate on Realtor.com. Take all 3 of those numbers, add them together, and divide by 3, and you're going to get the average of what the estimate is for that property totally fixed up. And then start running your numbers. 70% minus repairs, minus my fee, max allowable offer. 80% minus the repairs, minus my fee, max allowable offer. All right? Say, and then 90% for those really tight, really popular markets that have really a lack of inventory. But it's not always about the comps that affect our cash buyers. It's about supply and demand, because there are still buyers out there. There are still conventional buyers. They're coming back. They're coming back. All right? That means if they're coming back, cash buyers are coming back. And you're going to see this over the next 90 days, guys. Whoever doesn't watch this video is going to be behind. I'm telling you. And there's going to be a lot of missed opportunities to the tune of 3, 4, 5, 10 deals. This could be worth $10,000 to $100,000. So if you love people in this business, make sure you share this video with them, because they're going to need to know this information. Okay? Awesome. Awesome. Make sure that you make those adjustments in your market. Make sure you find out the inventory. You should know the inventory in your market every single month. Every single month. All right? Awesome. Welcome to the Wholesaling Inc. live show, where we know that finding discounted property is the most proven path to financial freedom. I'm your host, Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP. I am joined along with the incredible Mike Mahoney and Rafael Cortez, and we're here for 4 reasons. Number 1, to answer your questions about wholesaling real estate. Number 2, to give you the real tools and tactics that you can implement into your business. Number 3, for you to connect with people in the comments section and to squad up. And number 4, which is probably my favorite, to celebrate your successes, big or small. I don't care if you've talked to a property owner for the first time ever, or you just closed a $100,000 deal. I want to ring this victory bell sitting in front of me and celebrate your success, because you are out there and you're doing amazing things that other people are afraid to do, and you need to be celebrated. So that's it. Make sure that you guys are implementing what we talked about in the first part of this into your business, and we'll open this thing up to comments and questions. Rafael, what do you think?
Woo, so many gems, man, dropped on that first section of the live. I like how you called it the skeleton of the conversation. I mean, as you were, it's so scary. But once you have that, once you have a framework, right, you can add rebuttals, and you can elaborate and like really build skills on top of that stuff. Just understand there's always a base. I mean, it's huge.
Well, I remember when I was first starting, I didn't know what questions to ask. I didn't want to sound stupid. I didn't know. I was just kind of like, oh, well, what do you owe on the property?
Yeah.
You know, and then people would be like, what does that matter? That's very private. Why are you asking me this?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why I'm asking this. It means no, it makes no sense why I'm asking you this. So just make sure that you guys are using condition, timeline, motivation, price, and you're going to be rock and rolling. Alejandro, can you put up that? Oh my gosh, there we go.
Oh, there
that
we
is
go.
a celebration.
Open it up with the
Here we go.
punch.
Tenatrice is sending over a contract as soon as I go to lunch. Here we go. Come on.
Let's go.
I love it. Congratulations. Keep us posted on how that offer goes and get it locked up. All right. Now, I would want you to go meet the owner face to face if you can, but if you're doing it virtually, that's fine too. Just make sure that they know that the offer's coming and you're not just sending it there and it just goes and you it just kind of goes into a black hole and you're not constantly communicating with them about that offer. Okay?
Let me make a quick observation on that. I
Yeah.
mean, when he goes to lunch, I'm assuming he's working a 9 to 5 right now.
Yeah.
Waiting for lunch to send out that contract. I mean, that's what you got to do, right? To go through the process of actually locking up deals. A lot of people just, pull back on that. But, I mean, even if you have a 9 to 5, you can, do it on your lunchtime and then just go to town on it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love it. Rudy, so the amount of inventory is how many properties are active in your marketplace. How many are on the market, right? Think of it like you go to the grocery store and you look on the shelves. What's on the shelves? How much are on the shelves? That's the active properties. It's not in somebody's cart. Now imagine the pendings are the stuff that's in people's carts, right? And so they're on their way to be closing. They're on their way to be purchased. And so the inventory is just all the people out there that say, hey, my home's for sale. Yeah. And nobody's put it in their cart yet. Great question.
You can also ask a real estate agent what the absorption rate is,
Sure.
which is the same thing, but that's like the thing that pops up on their MLSs. So it's just easier to pull that report
good.
that way.
Yep. Yeah. Technical trader Gabe closing 2 deals in the next 7 days and already have spoken to about 40 agents today. Thanks for all your info. That is awesome. Here we go.
Yeah.
Awesome job, Gabe. Put in the comment section how you found those 2 deals. It looks like you're talking to a lot of agents, so we'd love for you to drop some wisdom in the comments section. Let everybody know, first, what market you're in, and second, are you getting it from agents or are you going directly to the property owners? And we'd love to know that. That's awesome. Congratulations. Carlos, assigning a property to a buyer as we are. This is the best business of all time, right?
I'm telling you.
Mike? This is the best business of all time. Do you remember starting out 20 years ago when we were starting out in this business, right? We were just scratching our heads. How do we find deals? How do we find these opportunities? How do we become investors? And now we've got Carlos here assigning a property as we're talking live. He's going to be making, let us know how much you're making, Carlos, but he's going to be selling it to a cash buyer, making money right now.
Dude, it took us forever to figure this stuff out. We spent a lot of years just as agents, just clueless to this stuff.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we figured this stuff out early on?
Incredible.
If
we would have known that it was just about conversations and offers, you know what I mean? I'm just telling you. Carlos, come on.
I feel like
So-
100 years old every time we say, I wish I would have known what I know now.
I know. Hey, so real quick, so inventory is you
Yes.
take your active listings,
Yes.
and you divide that by what's pending.
Yes.
So if I had 1,000 active listings in Bananaville and 500 are pending,
Yeah.
then I would have 2 months
That's right.
inventory.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
So, and then it looks like to get you can see pretty easily active listings on Zillow, Realtor.com. It's where they'll have to, it sounds like, talk to an agent.
Yes.
Or maybe the title company
Yeah.
is to get a good number for the pendings.
Yes.
So they can either do the math or just, get that information.
A lot of times the title companies are working with Black Knight. That's the data provider that they have, and they're looking at everything. They're looking at, okay, what's the absorption rate? I just say inventory because absorption rate feels very technical.
Yeah.
But like if no other homes went on the market, guys, and it just stopped today, how long would it take for those 1,000 homes to sell? If 500 homes are selling a month, that's 2 months. Now, we got to the point here in Phoenix during the downturn where in 2000, at the beginning of 2008, we had 7,000 homes on the market and 8,000 were selling every single month. It was less than a month of inventory. And by the end of 2008, there was 80,000 homes on the market and 5,000 to 6,000 selling. So that was almost a year's worth of inventory. That really affects what's going on in our marketplace. Supply and demand really, really, really matter, guys. Comps are awesome, but supply and demand really matter.
100%.
I want to mention, I think that agents are the best to get this information
Yes.
from. And this is not a big ask. It takes them 2 seconds.
Yep.
If you say, hey, can you pull months, inventory in Bananaville? They'll get on the MLS, pull up actives, pull up pendings. It'll take 2 seconds to do that math,
Yep.
right? Not a big ask.
Yep.
If you have badge, you can also run it through there.
You can?
Yeah.
Really?
You can look at listed and pending.
Is it any good?
Yeah. I mean, I compare apples to apples with
Can you
Valley
pull it up
all
here
the time.
on batch?
Yeah.
You able to do it? All right, swing around here and we'll do it live here. But I like going on the MLS. I have access to the MLS, so I like going through it. So if you have an agent that, just log in here. There you go. So Raf's going to pull it up here, and we'll show you live how to pull this. If Raf can spell batch. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you do it, JT. Actives versus pendings.
Hey, by the way, this was super helpful because if you're in a market like San Diego and you're going in at 70%, 80%, I mean, the chances of you
They have
getting
less
a deal,
than a month.
I mean, it could happen, but it's not going to happen a lot.
They have less than a month. Carlos is making $5K on this deal. Let's go. Awesome, Carlos. Now let's add a 0 to that, brother. Right? Let's get some massive deals. MMA plug. Brent, had my biggest month in January, closed 2 deals for $17,000 driving for dollars. I've hit my local cities. Should I expand towards major cities near me or call agents / scripts? First of all, congratulations. Here we go. Yeah. Listen, if you have exhausted your driving for dollars list, like you've pulled them all because you're in a smaller market, you need to expand. You need to expand into other markets. Certainly, you should be building relationships with real estate agents in your marketplace because you really want 30 people in your referral database that'll send you 1 deal a month, 1 deal a year. A year. Just 30 people. If 30 people give you 1 deal a year and you average $10,000 per deal, $300,000. I mean, you're almost in the 1% of income earners just from those 30 people that you've built relationships with. And most of those 30 people are going to be agents. All right? Awesome. It's not letting you log in. Yeah. Yeah, I got everything. All right. FT is on. Looking to get my first deal. Any advice? I'm very motivated. Yes. Talk to people. Listen, take out everything. Everything. So, listen. What? Is it blocked? Oh,
Your login.
no, you need to go Jackie's. There it is. Okay. Listen, you need to talk to people. That's it. Conversations and offers. Conversations and offers. If you have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in the bank and you want to try testing out marketing, do it. If you have, the next 6 months, 9 months to start building up a referral network, do it. If you want action now and you don't have a huge budget, you got 2 options. Call people or knock on their doors. Maybe a third. I'll go 2.5 with text blasting. Text message marketing. That's what they like calling it.
Not just anybody, though.
Right.
Who are we talking to?
You mean who are we text? Oh, you got to talk to people that own ugly houses. You got to talk to distressed property owners. Yeah. FT's on. You got to talk to people that own these rundown properties that have distress, either financial distress, the property is in itself in distress, or there's emotional distress. There has to be a reason. And Matt, you know what? I forgot to do it. Will you do the speed, convenience, and price? Because I think this is really important here, guys. When you were talking to a property owner and it's a good looking property and they don't need a significant amount of repairs, guys, stop throwing out lowball offers on them. Just ask them if they have any other properties that they would consider an offer on, something that needs some love. I'm really looking for a project. I'm really looking to invest some money into an area that needs renovation. Do you have anything like that? Because you're gonna get crestfallen. You're gonna get heartbroken when people get really mad at you because you're offering, a ridiculous price on a beautiful house that should just be listed, right? So people that own really good properties, really good looking properties, just tell them that's not what I'm looking for. I can give you, you've got a great property, and I don't want to insult you with a low offer, and pull out the price from them. But what price were you thinking? How much were you thinking you wanted for the property? And they tell you, and it's like Zillow, but they've got a good house. Okay, great. I can give you that price, but it'll have to be in payments. And then you shift to more of a creative offer, right? But if they're beautiful properties, stop lowballing them. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work, and it's actually going to stop you from hitting your goals faster. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we share that screen?
Yep.
All right, super simple. I mean, you go inside batch, and then you type in the area. I just typed in Maricopa County, because that's what we have right now, right? So you go to the filters. The only filter I have here is Maricopa County, so which is the area, and then go to MLS status and hit actives, right? Then it's gonna populate. So 9,678 properties. Yep. Now I want to change that, and then I make a note of that, right? And then I go to pending. I apply. Same market, 2,645.
Yeah, they don't have under contract. I wouldn't use this, guys.
Okay.
I just wouldn't. It just doesn't have the UCBs.
The UCB. Oh, is that what you're looking at? Okay.
Yeah, I get it, but it's not. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding.
Just kidding.
Batch needs to upgrade. All right. M. James Freeman, how can we offer low and make the sellers think it's their idea? Well, you got to pull it out of them. Pull out the price first. Get them to give you the price that they want. There's a ton of videos on how to do that on this channel. And guys, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. If you're watching this and it's not live and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that like button. If you're getting value out of it, make sure that you guys are subscribing. But it just depends on the condition of the property. It depends on how much pre-qualifying that you've done. Right? If you're just sending blind offers to people, you're just hoping. That's amateur stuff. It super is. And you'll get frustrated. We did it for years. Mike and I would just send out offers. And in the beginning, it was for your dad. Your dad was like, yeah, I'll buy any properties that we can get at 50 cents on the dollar. And it was like the hottest market ever. And we were just like faxing. We were literally faxing offers. We were faxing offers. Crazy.
Oh, man.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So pull out the price from him. Teresa, if you are using a funding partner, private money, to supply you with funds, and you use their proof of funds that they gave you, but your name isn't on it, does that make the purchase sale agreement invalid because your name? Yeah. Sure. I mean, I'm not an attorney, Teresa. I don't know. I mean, if you're using somebody else's proof of funds, first of all, any seller that has asked for proof of funds and or agent is going to be like, this doesn't have you on. Who is this? Who's this buyer? The deal fell through. There was a bunch of Teresa, update. The deal fell through. There was a bunch of title issues on it, which was going to get cleared, but the buyer freaked out. We had another lined up, but the seller didn't want to retrade. Well, keep in touch with them, Teresa. Keep in touch with them and just, just follow up with the seller. If they truly want to sell, then they should be there still. What probably happened is somebody had a backup offer, or somebody reached out to them after you canceled, and they're working with them, or they decided they didn't want to go through whatever process it was to get all the title issues fixed, or Teresa, which happens a lot. If it's a title issue, you might not have been talking to the actual owner. You might have been talking to somebody that thought they were the owner or was pretending they were the owner. I don't know what the title issues were, so I would have to know that to diagnose it. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to get, listen, you can get a proof of funds, Teresa, in 2 seconds. Just go online, proof of funds, your area, or go to hard money lenders in your area and just fill it out. You can fill it out and get it online in 2 seconds for your own proof of funds. There's another great video. I highly encourage you guys watch it on this channel. Came out 2 weeks ago. Didn't do nearly as many views as it should because it's absolutely bananas.
I just want to mention for the other guy, add to what you were saying, Brent.
Yeah.
You know, this was fresh on my mind. I just put this on my Audible wish list, so it's next in line for me to attack. It's called Flip the Script, Getting People to, think your idea is their own, by Orrin Claff. This was referred to us by Cole.
Yeah.
So it's probably pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Flip the script.
Galen, first day on the dialer, got my first lead. Come on, man. Here we go. Awesome. Yeah, because if you pull up the MLS, Raf, 14,000 actives on their MLS, 9,000 pending. You pull it up in batch, somehow it's 9,000 and 2,000. I don't understand.
9 and 2. Yeah,
I don't
what it's
understand how the
picking
data's that far off.
Call your agent.
up. Yeah, it's always better
Get it from
to go through the agents.
I mean, listen, guys, batch, PropStream, Privy, everybody, they get a pass-through information, and it's not always as accurate as the MLS. Talk to an agent and a title company and get the inventory, okay? The 14K properties and 9K pending in Maricopa County, AZ, or just for Phoenix is Mesa, AZ, 70% or 80% of ARV. 80%, brother. Yep. 80%. Lack of inventory.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I hadn't thought about the UCB.
Well, there's a lot in there, but there's even more pending. I mean, I could
Yeah.
pull it up on the MLS right now. I probably should, just to show everybody what that looks like, to know what the I'll pull it up on the MLS and show everybody what I'm talking about. But it's really important to get accurate data, guys, and it's the most accurate is going to be the MLS.
Yeah.
So you need to have a real estate agent on your team. Absolutely need it. All right? Thoughts about cold calling on Sundays? Raf, you want to take that and I'll get into the MLS?
We don't cold call on Sundays. We do text messages on Sundays. Usually people are out and about. Our response rate wasn't that great, so we just called it off on Sundays, give the team a day off. But they still do SMS texting on Sundays, and we treat it like a regular day. So, yeah, still prospect.
What if that's the only day you can do it?
And then cold call. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's the only day you could do it, then
Yeah, go to
it's
town.
the only day you could do it.
Yeah, go to town.
It's better to do it then than to not to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it goes along the same lines of as to like, do I cold call people during holidays or the Christmas season and all that stuff? Yeah, people need to sell all the time, so we always do. We stay on it. When do I sign the JV form with the other investor? We do it actually before. If somebody's bringing us a deal, we'll do it and sign a JV form before we do any marketing on it. That way, we have actual vested interest in the deal as well. So we do it right away. If you have a JV agreement, I mean, I would just knock it out right away. Do you do it any other way, Brent?
Nope.
Yep.
Guys, right here. Okay, I'm on my MLS. Right here. Actives. Active properties, 14,430. Okay? That's all you need. How many are available right now? Active, 14,430. Now, I want to go to the under contract, contingent with the buyer, and I want to, hold on, under contract, contingent with, let me scroll this thing down a little bit. Oh my gosh. Daniel, come here. How do you use this mouse? Command, hold on. Got it, I got it. Boom. Okay? 9,348. Okay? That's your under contract,
1.5.
contingent with a buyer. Yep.
Yeah.
And your pending listings versus you pull this number first, so you got 9,348 versus the actives on the market, guys. That's how you get that number. That's how you tell your agent how to pull the the inventory. And they should have some reports, but I would just pull it for that day. Like find out right now because it changes on a minute-by-minute basis.
So that's 1.5 months inventory, which means
80%.
Yep.
80%.
2 months or under. That's right. Let's pull it up again for people that are just jumping on here, Matt, because I think it's really, really, really critical right now. If you have more than 2 months inventory, and this is going to be most of the country, guys, so there's not major differences here. You're going to be 70% minus repairs, right? Fixed up value, Google the address, get the Zillow's estimate, get the Realtor estimate, get Redfin's estimate, add them all up, divide by 3, you get the average price that property should sell for once it's fixed up. Times 0.7, times 70%, minus the repairs, equals your wholesale price. Then you subtract how much you want to make. I suggest you make at least $10,000 equals how much you can offer the property owner at the top, okay? But if you have less than 2 months inventory in your marketplace, it's 80%. If you have less than 1 month inventory, it's 90%. And that's going to be very rare. Most people, guys, are going to be in the 70%. So don't get too crazy. But if you feel like things are really heating up and you really want to know, put your thumb on the pulse of your market, talk to an agent, talk to those title companies, and understand how many months of inventory there are. This is pro-level stuff, I'm telling you. But this is how we make decisions in my company. This is how we make offer decisions in my company. We locked up 3 deals that were too tight before. Too tight in December. We just locked up 3 deals because they're fine now. Sold. Boom. Fast. 4D4 Fast Witch. Fast Witch. Whoa. All right. We got a Fast Witch. Is there a place we can download these graphics from so that we can use them as reference later on? Absolutely. Go to wholesalinginc.com. Wholesalinginc.com. Check out the academy. Just go to Wholesaling Inc. Everything is complimentary. I'm telling you, the stuff that we have put in there, we have a lot of pride in it. We've worked really hard. Some people charge like $20,000 in their courses and their coaching for this stuff. You guys get it all in there. So make sure that you check that out. All right? Awesome. Should we do 90%? I don't know what your inventory is, brother. Mike, do the work. Do the research. Find out if you have less than 1 month inventory. If you're in Miami, probably. Probably. But just find out. Talk to an agent. Smokey, Brent, what do I do after calling a whole small list, a different list next? Yeah, make sure you call through a list twice and then move on. All right? You can come back to that list in about 6 months, but you're going to find when you call a list the first time, you get 10% contact rate. You call it the second time, it's 7%, and then the third time, it's like 2 or 3%. And you're just wasting your time. It's a lot of dead space. And I want you in action, conversations and offers, baby.
If you get 2 or 3% contact rate on the first whack at it, what does that tell you about the list?
Well, it tells me 1, you probably bought bad data. Mm-hmm. Yep. 2, you have a caller ID that's showing up as spam likely.
Got it.
Those are the two killers of contact rate.
Whoa.
So buy good data.
Whoa.
Buy good data. Something that Batch does well is give you the best phone numbers at Batch Skip Tracing or Batch Leads. Yeah. Is the rehab calculator good in all markets? Yes. Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're in a market where it's considerably higher for the labor, then make some adjustments. But it's a pretty good broad stroke, and it'll put you in a good position. But also, if you're in one of those markets where the labor is really expensive because of like labor unions and it's just the cost of living is much higher, you can offer more in those properties anyway. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be good. Yeah, test that out. I just don't want you to not have conversations and make offers because you're like, well, I got to really break down. I got to learn everything. And this is another thing that Mike and I did. We would go to Home Depot and like check out how much lumber costs and tile costs and paint costs and how much did fixtures cost. And we were coming up with these budgets and we were doing all this. Now, needless to say, we were doing a lot of fix and flips at the time, but it was like we were putting together the perfect offer price when we were bidding at the foreclosure auctions. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter. And we didn't have anybody to tell us what dumb bunnies we were being.
Right. Right. That's
You
it.
know?
Yeah. Jared. Hey, Brent, how many hours do your lead managers work? I know you mentioned paying them $28 an hour. Is that 40 hours a week? My lead managers my lead manager is Jackie, and she works about 20 hours a week, pushing more, maybe 30. But really, she's just making sure that everything is going smooth and keeping track of the acquisition managers, making sure that they're hitting their tasks. And then they are making sure that we're getting enough leads in to hit our goals. So once it's set up, in the beginning though, Jared, it's going to be a 40 hours a week, probably for the first 6 months, just to get all the systems in place, and then they can pull back a little bit. But I consider Jackie full time. Like I can call her all the time, but she likes the flexibility of travel. She likes the flexibility of working, like getting her job done and then turning it off. Although real estate has really kind of crept into her brain. She's kind of thinking about it all the time now. It does that. It's like one of those little bugs that gets into your brain and starts wrapping itself around.
Once you get in, it's tough to get out.
It's tough, right? Joshua, best list for just starting. I'm currently calling 1,100 per week because of being in the military and don't have a lot of time. Well, Joshua, thank you for your service. Absolutely incredible sacrifice of your time, and just incredible. And by the way, people that have discovered wholesaling, that have a military background, are all savages and unbelievable at this business. Yeah. So use that same those tools and discipline and scheduling to stay focused, and time block when you can commit to it. But to answer your question in a roundabout way, driving for dollars. Obviously, if you're not able to drive in the market you're in, I would highly suggest you get Deal Machine and you do virtual driving for dollars. You could do it through Google Maps. But 80% of brand new wholesalers get their first deals from driving for dollars. So that's something to really remember. Beyond that, tired landlords is a really big list, right? People that have owned older properties for over 7 years and they're absentee owners, right? They don't live in those properties, are really, really, really strong. They're really competitive, but it's all about timing. So that's a really great one. If you can get your hands on code violations list, Joshua, in that area, those have been phenomenal. We've been getting more traction with pre-foreclosures, but they kind of, it's hit or miss, the contact rates, because they get blown up by everybody, real estate agents and their lenders and investors and loan modification companies and all sorts of things. So they're tougher to get a hold of, but they're good deals.
Most of your deals are tired landlords.
Yeah, 85% of the people of the deals that I've done since 2004 have been rental properties, which is an interesting stat. When we all want to go out there and be landlords, that's the hope of a lot of people. I'm about to go off. Okay, build this business first, guys. Build a business of finding deals first. You can pull yourself out of the business and get incredible passive income from this business, then go buy those assets so that you can really pay attention. But the people that try to do wholesaling, add to their rental portfolio, and do flips all at the same time, those are the people that get absolutely crushed. They lose their minds, and I end up buying their properties.
What's your business filter for tired landlords? How do you pull
So
that list?
I like properties that are under 2,000 square feet, right? Because that's bread and butter for fix and flippers. Yeah. I like properties that were at least 7 years of ownership. I like properties that were built before 1990. I like properties that have not been listed, that aren't currently active.
They're obviously absentee owners as well.
Right, right. I like and I like single families first, and then I'll get into townhouses, condos, multifamily. Multifamily up to 4 units. Yeah. I don't get into commercial stuff too much. That's a different buyer pool, and we found that if we stay in those spots, selling the deals goes a lot smoother and a lot faster. Yeah.
And you want the ownership at least 7 years, because that's where they're starting to get tired, right? Tired landlords. Right. And then at least year built 30 years back, 1990-ish, so that the property, wear and tear, right?
Well, and also, if they own it 7 years, they didn't just buy it in the last 2 years. They have equity, typically. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they bought properties in 2015 or before, it was significantly different prices. The market has given them equity if they haven't had much debt pay down, which you don't. I mean, you pay like nothing down on your first 20 years of an amortized loan. So there's not a tremendous amount of debt pay down. But listen, a lot of people, this is what happens. A lot of high net worth people or high income people, their accountants go, hey, buy rental properties because you can get depreciation, right? And it'll adjust your tax rate or the amount that they'll tax you, which adjusts your tax rate. So it's stupid not to. They go, oh, that's a great idea. And then they go buy these properties with no real estate experience. They buy them in terrible areas, not in good school districts. And these properties end up totally beat up. The tenants run crazy. They don't raise the rates on the properties because they don't want to go in and fix up these properties because they're working all the time doing their own business, bringing in their own income. And then all of a sudden you get these properties. Or people inherit these properties. Or people are wholesalers that decide that they want to build their portfolio before they should and end up buying properties that they never should, making huge mistakes and just unloading it because they're done with the headache. Which happens a lot. Brandon, locking up a seller finance deal in Baltimore. Come on, brother. Brandon Dukes. That's a powerful name.
Brandon Dukes.
Come on, the Duke. Like John Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Or Duke University. Springtime, 1603. How does your calculator work versus using Zillow and offering 50%? Yeah. You want to pull that one up again, Matt? This is for your quick offers, guys. This is if you're just talking to somebody and you're just kind of getting an idea of what price that they want, and they're not giving you any kind of indication on letting you know how much they want. They're like, you know what, you called me, you tell me how much you're going to offer. Or, you know what, I'm really not sure, what will you offer? Or, I know how this game works. You throw out the first offer. I'm not going to throw out the first offer. Great. This is when you throw out an offer, but you don't throw out an offer. Mr. or Mrs. Seller, I'm looking around, I'm doing research, and it looks like your neighbors in similar condition are selling for around, and if it's above 250,000, you throw out 50%. If it's between 250 and 100, you throw out 35%. And if you're at 100,000 or less, offer 10%. Okay? Now, this is just to get a check on the pulse. It really doesn't matter because you're really not offering them. You're just saying this is what the neighbors are selling for. And by the way, within a mile radius or even a half-mile radius, you will find properties that are selling for those prices, without a doubt, every market. All right? And then they go, oh, no. I want this price. And you go, okay, great. Well, let me sharpen my pencil on this. Can you tell me more about the condition of the property? Can I come over and see the property? Can I come meet you? All of these things. And then you go and you put it through that. You really run your comps. Okay, I'm looking at the comps. It looks like it's this price. There's no inventory, so I'm going to go 80% minus the estimated repairs. This is what I think I can sell it for. I want to make $20,000 on this. This is my max allowable offer. It's like closer to 60% than it is 50%. Now I can offer them more or get closer to their number. That's how this game works. This is how you pull out price and motivation from these property owners so that you can understand if you can actually serve. If you can actually provide any value to them. Remember, people that work with us are trading price for speed and convenience. One more time, Matt. Price for speed and convenience. A seller only gets to pick 2 out of the 3. Okay? If they want speed and convenience, they're going to have to sacrifice price. If they want speed and price, great. Put it on the MLS and go sell it. But it's not convenient. There's going to be inspections. There's going to be appraisals. There's going to be people coming through the house all the time. There's going to be a sign in the front yard. It's going to be on the internet. Everybody in the world is going to know that you're selling your property. It's not convenient. Okay? Sellers only get 2. What we're looking for is, are they giving us, do they want speed and convenience? And we get that from the conversations that we have. and then the offers that we make.
You know, when you throw out a soft pass, which is, going that low on an offer, but making it a soft pass, not putting it, writing it in stone that you're going to give them that price.
Yep.
It's like, well, the neighbors are, selling for this, around this area and whatnot. You're soft passing that offer, but it opens up the conversation. One thing that we like to throw right behind that is depending on the condition of the property, and then you elaborate on condition, motivation, timeline, and price. So finding those cool little transitions as you're having those conversations
Yep.
with the sellers. Really, they're key. So,
Awesome. By the way, guys, do not forget, we've got an incredible conference coming up in April. April 15th and 16th. We already have, we've got some top people coming to this conference. We've got room for maybe 100 more people. And it's absolutely going to blow your face off. People that aren't in that room are going to be 6 months behind in this business. I firmly, confidently know that. So if you're interested in that, is the 15th and 16th. That is growthsummit2023.com. growthsummit2023.com. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, takeaway. If you're not there, you're going to be blah, blah, blah. I'm serious about this. I'm absolutely serious. We're going to go bananas for 2 days, and we're going to be connecting the best wholesalers that are experienced with the people that are just getting started right now in the best communities of all time in our business. The Wholesaling Inc. community, the Rhino Tribe, the Sub 2 community with Pace Morby, the Astro Flipping community with Jamil Damji. We've got the incredible Henry Washington's community, and then we're going to round it all out with Todd Toback, the greatest, the greatest. I don't want to say sales trainer. I want to say like he will teach anybody to convert leads more than anybody else. I don't know. That's a terrible way to describe Todd, but it is.
It's a very long title.
It's a long title, but he's the most incredible. Every single one of my acquisition managers for the past 5 years have been through his training, and has taken us from $12,000 a deal all the way up to $50,000 at the height, and now $38,000 a deal because of Todd's training. And he's going to be there live, and Todd never comes out because Todd only does big deals. He never comes out.
He never does.
And then the head rhino, the Tom Kroll. No. Tom Kroll, the greatest, the most incredible. I mean, Tom is just on a different level when it comes to actually growing a business and keeping harmony in your life. Guys, you cannot miss this. You cannot afford to miss the Growth Summit 2023. All those positives, but like, it's going to be life-changing. It'll blow your face off. You will leave with a different brain than when you walked in. And if you miss out, you miss out. I'm just telling you. We've got 100 more spots.
I just want to mention, because it's not hype, we actually sold it out last week.
Right.
I mean, it was done. And then I actually, just within the last day, was able to get the additional third of the ballroom that we weren't going to have just because the group that was in there, they canceled for whatever reason.
Yep.
So our guy at the ballroom called and said, do you guys want this? I said, well, absolutely. So now we can bring some more people in. But, I mean, it sold out last week, so we got a little more space to go.
It's going to be bananas.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, guys, go to Growth Summit 2023 and make sure you show up. It's going to be incredible. You're going to meet me. You're going to meet Mike. You're going to meet Raphael. You're going to meet Alejandro. You're going to meet everybody. And, of course, everybody else that's going to be speaking on stage is going to be incredible. Smokey, how do I pay an agent if they bring me a buyer? Does it have to be on a contract or just whatever they like? Yes. So if they bring you a buyer, typically there's a couple different ways with this. The way that we work it, and I'm curious to know how you work it, Raph. The way we work it is, hey, agent, this is the price we want. We got it locked up at 200. We're selling it for 235. Anything you want to make on top of that's yours. But that 35 is ours. So don't send it out to them at 235. Tell them they can get it at 240, 245, 250, whatever you think, whatever you know that they want to buy it at, you got to add it on top. Add your commission on top of this price. And typically they add 3%. So in that case, they would put whatever, like $7,000 on top and sell it to their buyer at 242. How about you?
The exact same thing that we do. It's actually on the disclosures at the bottom of every agreement that we have. Agents add your fee on top.
Yep.
Yeah, and when they call about it, we break it down that way.
Now, it's different if they bring you a seller, guys. It's different if they bring you a seller. If they bring you a seller, The best strategy, in my opinion, is to split that deal with them 50-50. So make sure that you take that into account because they will feed you deal after deal after deal after deal after deal. Now, sometimes a buyer's agent's like, listen, they already saw it at 230. They can 235. They can close this. Can you just cut me in on like $5K? And depending on the situation, if we don't have any other offers on it, sure, we'll make that deal. But most of the time we have multiple offers. Gordon, hey Brent, I've never worked with agents before for properties. How does this type of transaction work? Agents bring properties, and well, perfectly. This leads right into it. Agents bring properties and sellers to you. How do you calculate what your offer should be? Well, Gordon, that is a lot of questions in one question. And we've got a lot of videos on it because we got 5 minutes left in the show. But typically what happens is they bring you a deal, you lock it up, you have an agreement. When you assign that deal, they get a certain percentage of that assignment, and you put it right into your assignment agreement. If you need those documents, again, wholesalinginc.com, go get into the academy, get in there. It's all in there, okay? And then how do you calculate what your offer should be? That's what we've been talking about all day. You want to pull it up again, Matt? Right here. And find out, I mean, rule of thumb, Gordon, probably just figure out what the fix-up value is, times that, but nope.
Right next to it.
The offer formula for the market now. Yep. You're probably, Gordon, in the 70% minus repairs. Okay. So figure out what it sells for, times 0.7 minus the repairs. Let's pull up that repair estimate again. Take screenshots of this, guys. If you're on your phone, it's 2 buttons. Click it. Boom. You've got the fix and flip calculator here. Remove the little runner real quick just so that everybody doesn't miss this right here. Any major repair item, add 10,000. Now, I don't mean cosmetic. I mean functional to the property. It needs all new electric. It needs all new plumbing. It needs a new roof. It needs new pool equipment. It needs a new broiler. It needs, whatever. Any big major mechanical items, add 10K to this right here. This repair calculator takes into account cosmetic. This is floor. This is appliances. This is countertops. This is cabinets. This is bathrooms. That's where most of these properties, where most of your budget is going to. But if it needs something mechanically, add 10K to these numbers, and you're going to be in a great spot.
That's what I mentioned, so they don't get wiggly. There's not a whole lot of big things. I mean, it's HVAC, it's plumbing, it's electric, it's roof. If you're in a warmer area, it could be pool stuff, maybe foundation, but it's not a lot of stuff.
I think of it as the major systems of the house.
Yep.
Something's off with those, and yeah, 10K.
Yeah.
A pop.
There you go.
So don't go to Home Depot like we were.
Mike and I were the masters of creative avoidance. We did everything we could to not be on the phones, to not have conversations and make offers. We were like, oh, we're going to get really good at understanding historical neighborhoods, and we're going to get really good.
And like a lot of people think
Yeah.
that like that stuff's really important. I got to really pencil in what it's going to cost to do this thing. Where you got to use big thumb rules and just be in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not appraisers. We're not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be subjective. Everybody comes in. If they don't know how to flip, if your end buyer doesn't know how to flip right, he's going to be spending a lot more money than the next person who does.
Yeah, and what I'll caution against as we wrap up this show is get multiple opinions. One of the toughest parts for me when I was starting out in wholesaling was I would take it to one buyer, 2 buyers, and they go, oh, no, it'd have to be at this price. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, okay, and then I'd have to go and renegotiate, get it lower, and then I find out they wholesaled it on top of what I wholesaled it for, and they weren't even doing the deal, right? And so having the actual person, having different bids is really, really, really important because it'll let you know, okay, wait a second, is it just this buyer or is it all buyers? Okay, and that to me, because you go, oh yeah, I got this deal, and these people are like, oh yeah, awesome, man, I'm gonna take that deal, I love it. Can I get it like a little bit cheaper? Can I get it like 10 grand cheaper? The answer is no. I've got 4 other buyers that want it. Do you want this or no? You need healthy tension with your cash buyers, healthy tension. But you need to understand what they're looking for. You can't just use and abuse them. You can't just make them like super pissed off at you. You got to communicate with them, but you can't also be steamrolled by them. It's a very delicate balance. That's why there has to be healthy tension. Understand what they're buying, where they're buying, and how fast they buy. And make sure that they're real buyers. Okay? And then from there, add a bunch of them to your database. Understand who to take these deals to, and you're going to have a phenomenal business. All right? Awesome. Great show, guys. Come on in. Come on in. Everybody come on in. Matt, Daniel, where are you? Alejandra, come on in. Guys, we love you guys. We are so excited. We celebrated a lot today within an hour. That was great. On behalf of Mike and Raphael and Handra, who is not coming on the screen, and Matt, we love you guys. Remember, keep your house clean. Keep your house clean, your actual house, and your brain, that house too, okay? Keep your house clean, protect your health, and increase your value to the world, and you'll live an incredible life. We'll see you next week. Love you.